following on from my previous video about the KORG Volca Modular, we can actually use a similar trick on the KORG Electribe series. So in this case, the KORG EM-1, but it should also work with the EA1 and the EMX and the ESX on the melodic parts. So what we can do is we can basically transpose a sequence that's playing by using the keyboard. This one's a bit more documented, but let's show it anyway. So I'm going to play my sequence here. It's just a nice bass pattern with a kick drum. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it, I'm going to hold transpose, and you have to keep this button held down, unfortunately. But by default, the key is C here. And what we can do is use the keyboard underneath to shift that sequence about. We can even go down a little bit, which we couldn't do on the Volca Modular. Now these buttons here actually transport up and down an octave from whatever note you were playing before, which is cool. So that's something to bear in mind. Okay, so not only can we use the sequence to control the internal engine, but this transposition thing works also for external units. So over off the screen here, I've got KORG Volca keys, and I press play. I'll turn this one down. You can hear that clicking away. So now we can use the sequencer, the transposition trick. And it works on the external gear too. Now, one big thing to bear in mind is that the transposition trick works on the sequencer only. It doesn't actually transpose the sound engine inside. And you might think, well, what's the difference? But in the case of the EM1, there's actually a couple of voices from the wave selection which are chord groups. And these are various different chords split across the keyboard. So what you might find is when you try to transpose it using the transpose button here, the chords won't line up to where they were before because you're now hitting different key groups effectively for the different chords. That's just something to bear in mind. But anyway, let's turn this back up. Let's dual it with the KORG Volca keys and have some fun playing some bass lines. Have fun.